Assalamu, alaykum. Dear brothers and sisters, today we embark on a journey to uncover the subtle signs of envy and falsehood that may lurk within our midst. Guided by the wisdom of Islam, we will explore 10 key indicators that can help us recognize these treacherous traits in others and safeguard ourselves from their harmful influence. Let us begin our exploration into the depths of human behavior and the path to truth and righteousness. Excessive criticism and backbiting. Envious individuals often resort to criticism and backbiting as a means of undermining the success or reputation of others. They may excessively criticize the achievements or qualities of those they envy, seeking to diminish their worth in the eyes of others. Similarly, they may engage in backbiting, spreading malicious rumors or gossip to tarnish the reputation of their rivals. Lack of genuine happiness for others' success. A telltale sign of envy is the inability to genuinely rejoice in the success or happiness of others. Envious individuals may display insincerity or indifference when congratulating others on their achievements, masking their true feelings of resentment or jealousy. They may also attempt to downplay or undermine the accomplishments of others to preserve their own sense of superiority. Spreading false information or rumors. Falsehood often manifests in the spread of misinformation or rumors aimed at deceiving or manipulating others. False individuals may fabricate stories or distort facts to suit their agenda, often at the expense of truth and integrity. They may exploit the vulnerabilities of others by disseminating false information to sow discord or confusion within communities. Hypocritical behavior and double standards. Hypocrisy is a hallmark of falsehood, characterized by inconsistency between one's words and actions. False individuals may espouse virtuous principles publicly while engaging in deceitful or unethical behavior behind closed doors. They may preach honesty and integrity while engaging in lies and deception to further their own interests. Excessive competitiveness and rivalry are common traits exhibited by envious individuals, driven by a deep-seated desire to validate their own worth by surpassing or outshining those they envy. In their minds, success becomes a zero-sum game, where the accomplishments of others are perceived as direct threats to their own aspirations. This competitive mindset stems from a fear of being overshadowed or marginalized in comparison to their peers, leading envious individuals to engage in relentless efforts to maintain their perceived superiority. Their competitiveness often manifests in various forms, ranging from subtle acts of one-upmanship to overt attempts to undermine the achievements of their rivals. Envious individuals may engage in relentless self-promotion or boastfulness to assert their dominance, seeking validation and recognition at any cost. Alternatively, they may resort to covert tactics such as spreading rumors, undermining confidence, or sabotaging opportunities for their rivals, all in a bid to maintain their own sense of superiority. This unhealthy competition not only breeds resentment and animosity, but also undermines trust and collaboration within communities. Instead of fostering a supportive and nurturing environment where individuals can thrive collectively, excessive competitiveness and rivalry create a toxic atmosphere, characterized by suspicion and distrust. Moreover, the relentless pursuit of success at any cost can lead to burnout, stress, and ultimately a sense of emptiness and dissatisfaction. In essence, excessive competitiveness and rivalry driven by envy are self-destructive behaviors that ultimately hinder personal growth and fulfillment. By fostering a mindset of collaboration, cooperation, and mutual support, individuals can break free from the shackles of envy and rivalry and work towards collective success and prosperity. It is through genuine collaboration and solidarity that true greatness is achieved, transcending individual ambitions and ego-driven pursuits. Manipulative or coercive behavior is a nefarious tactic employed by false individuals to manipulate and control others for their own gain. It encompasses a range of subtle and insidious tactics aimed at influencing the thoughts, emotions, and actions of those around them. These tactics often exploit vulnerabilities and insecurities, leaving victims feeling confused, powerless, and emotionally drained. One common form of manipulation is guilt tripping, where false individuals use emotional manipulation to make others feel guilty or responsible for their own actions or emotions. They may employ phrases like, "If you really cared about me, you would," or "You're making me feel this way," to manipulate others into complying with their wishes or demands. Gaslighting is another insidious tactic used by false individuals to distort reality and undermine the perceptions of their victims. They may deny or minimize their own actions, making their victims doubt their own memory, perception, or sanity. Gaslighting often involves subtle forms of psychological manipulation, such as invalidating the feelings or experiences of others and rewriting history to suit their own narrative. Emotional manipulation is yet another tactic employed by false individuals to exploit the emotions of others for their own benefit. They may use flattery, praise, or affection as a means of gaining control or influence over others, only to withdraw their affection or approval when their demands are not met. This emotional roller coaster leaves victims feeling confused and dependent on the false individual for validation and approval. Ultimately, manipulative or coercive behavior is driven by a desire for power or dominance over others. False individuals seek to control their victims through manipulation, coercion, or deceit, often at the expense of their emotional well-being and autonomy. By recognizing the signs of manipulation and coercion, we can protect ourselves from the harmful influence of false individuals and assert our own boundaries and autonomy in relationships. Lack of empathy or compassion is a defining characteristic of individuals consumed by envy and falsehood. These individuals often fail to connect with the emotions and experiences of others, seeing them merely as stepping stones or hindrances in their pursuit of personal gain. Their focus is primarily on advancing their own agenda, regardless of the consequences it may have on those around them. This lack of empathy is evident in their disregard for the feelings, needs, and well-being of others. They may trample over the emotions of others without a second thought, prioritizing their own desires and ambitions above all else. Moreover, envious and false individuals may actively exploit or manipulate the vulnerabilities of others for their own benefit, without regard for the emotional or psychological impact it may have. They may use guilt, fear, or intimidation to coerce others into compliance, displaying a complete lack of empathy for the suffering or distress they inflict. This callous disregard for the feelings and dignity of others reflects the depths of their moral depravity and underscores their insatiable thirst for power, recognition, or control. Furthermore, the absence of empathy in envious and false individuals extends beyond their interactions with others to their broader worldview. They may lack the ability to empathize with the struggles or challenges faced by others, dismissing them as insignificant or unworthy of consideration. This narrow-minded perspective reinforces their self-centeredness and reinforces their belief in the supremacy of their own desires and ambitions. In essence, the lack of empathy or compassion exhibited by envious and false individuals is a glaring manifestation of their moral bankruptcy and spiritual impoverishment. It reflects a profound disconnect from the fundamental principles of humanity and underscores the corrosive influence of envy and falsehood on the human soul. As believers, it is incumbent upon us to cultivate empathy and compassion in our interactions with others, recognizing the inherent dignity and worth of every individual, regardless of their circumstances or station in life. Secretive or deceptive behavior is a hallmark trait of individuals who operate under the guise of falsehood. When someone is being secretive, they intentionally keep aspects of their actions, thoughts, or intentions hidden from others. This secrecy could manifest in various forms, such as avoiding direct questions, evading topics of conversation, or being overly guarded about personal matters. Moreover, deceptive behavior involves actively misleading others by distorting the truth or presenting a false image of oneself. False individuals may resort to tactics like fabricating stories, exaggerating facts, or omitting crucial details to manipulate perceptions and maintain a facade of trustworthiness. They meticulously craft a persona that aligns with their desired image, often at the expense of honesty and authenticity. The deceptive nature of such behavior erodes the foundation of trust and transparency within relationships and communities. When individuals are not forthcoming about their intentions or actions, it creates a sense of uncertainty and unease among those around them. People may find it challenging to discern what is genuine and what is fabricated, leading to a breakdown in communication and mutual understanding. Furthermore, secretive or deceptive behavior can have far-reaching consequences, extending beyond interpersonal relationships to affect broader social dynamics. In communities where trust is compromised, cooperation and collaboration become hindered, impeding progress and collective well-being. Moreover, when falsehood permeates societal structures, it undermines the principles of justice, fairness, and accountability, eroding the fabric of civil society. It is essential to remain vigilant and discerning of such behavior, as it poses a significant threat to the integrity and cohesion of communities. By fostering an environment of openness, honesty, and accountability, we can combat the insidious influence of secrecy and deception, fostering trust and cooperation among individuals, and contributing to the establishment of a more just and equitable society. Resistance to accountability or criticism. Envious and false individuals often exhibit a marked resistance to accountability or criticism. This means they are unwilling to accept responsibility for their mistakes or acknowledge their shortcomings. When faced with criticism or feedback, instead of introspecting or considering the points raised, they are likely to become defensive or dismissive. They may deflect blame onto others, attempting to shift the focus away from their own faults and onto someone else. This could involve blaming colleagues, subordinates, or even external circumstances beyond their control. Such individuals might say things like, "It's not my fault," or "If only others had done their part, this wouldn't have happened." Furthermore, these individuals often craft elaborate excuses to justify their behavior. They may rationalize their actions, creating narratives that paint them as victims of unfair treatment or misunderstood circumstances. For instance, they might argue that their mistakes were the result of misleading information provided by others, or that their actions, while seemingly wrong, were actually taken with good intentions misunderstood by those criticizing them. This resistance to accountability isn't just a minor personality flaw. It has far-reaching consequences. When individuals refuse to take responsibility for their actions, it perpetuates a cycle of deceit and manipulation. Without acknowledging and addressing mistakes, there is no opportunity for learning or improvement. This means that harmful behaviors are likely to continue unchecked, causing ongoing damage to relationships, teams, and communities. In a professional or community setting, this resistance to accountability can create a toxic environment. Others may feel demoralized and frustrated by the lack of honesty and integrity. Trust erodes as people realize that certain individuals will never own up to their mistakes or work collaboratively to solve problems. This undermines teamwork and can lead to increased conflict and division. From an Islamic perspective, this behavior is contrary to the teachings of personal responsibility and humility. Islam encourages believers to engage in self-reflection, muhasabah, and to seek forgiveness for their errors. The Quran emphasizes the importance of owning up to one's actions and making amends. And those who, when they commit an indecency or wrong themselves, remember Allah and seek forgiveness for their sins, and who can forgive sins except Allah, and do not persist in what they have done while they know. Surah Al-Imran 3:135. Therefore, overcoming this resistance to accountability requires a shift towards humility and self-awareness. It involves recognizing that everyone makes mistakes, and that acknowledging these mistakes is a sign of strength, not weakness. It requires a willingness to listen to constructive criticism, to learn from it, and to take proactive steps to improve. Only by doing so can individuals break the cycle of deceit and manipulation and contribute positively to their communities and relationships. In conclusion, the resistance to accountability and criticism seen in envious and false individuals is a significant barrier to personal growth and harmonious relationships. By understanding the dynamics of this behavior and striving to cultivate honesty and humility, we can foster environments where truth, integrity, and mutual respect prevail. This aligns with the Islamic values of self-improvement and accountability, guiding us towards a more truthful and responsible way of living. Lack of genuine connection or empathy. At the core of envy and falsehood is a profound lack of genuine connection or empathy towards others. Envious individuals often view relationships through a transactional lens, meaning they see interactions with others as opportunities for personal gain, rather than chances to build meaningful, mutually beneficial connections. This transactional mindset leads them to exploit relationships, using people as mere tools to achieve their own selfish goals, rather than valuing them as fellow human beings deserving of respect and kindness. Envious individuals typically have difficulty experiencing or expressing genuine joy for the successes and happiness of others. Instead of celebrating others' achievements, they might feel threatened or resentful, perceiving others' successes as diminishing their own self-worth. This inability to empathize with others' joy or pain can lead to a cold and calculating approach to relationships, where the primary focus is on what they can extract from others rather than what they can contribute. Similarly, individuals who embody falsehood often display a superficial form of empathy. They might pretend to care about others' feelings and concerns, but their apparent concern is usually a facade designed to manipulate and deceive. This feigned empathy is a tool they use to gain trust and influence, allowing them to control situations and people to their advantage. Beneath this superficial concern lies a lack of genuine compassion for the well-being of others. This lack of true empathy and connection can manifest in various ways. Superficial interactions. Envious and false individuals tend to engage in shallow, surface-level interactions. They might appear charming and personable on the outside, but these interactions lack depth and sincerity. They are more concerned with creating a favorable impression than with forming real, lasting bonds. Manipulative behavior. In their quest for personal gain, these individuals often resort to manipulative tactics. They might use flattery, deceit, or emotional manipulation to get what they want, showing little regard for how their actions affect others. Their interactions are often marked by a strategic calculation rather than genuine affection or concern. Inability to build trust. Trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship, but envious and false individuals struggle to build and maintain trust. Their lack of genuine empathy means they are often inconsistent and unreliable, breaking promises or betraying confidences to serve their own interests. This behavior erodes trust, making it difficult for others to feel secure in their presence. Emotional distance. People who lack genuine empathy often maintain an emotional distance from others. They might avoid deep, meaningful conversations or shy away from emotionally charged situations where true compassion and understanding are required. This emotional distance can make them seem aloof or indifferent, further alienating those around them. Exploitation of vulnerabilities. Envious and false individuals are adept at identifying and exploiting the vulnerabilities of others. They might feign understanding or support to gain someone's trust, only to use that information against them later. This exploitative behavior highlights their lack of true empathy and respect for others. Self-centeredness. A lack of genuine empathy often goes hand in hand with self-centeredness. These individuals are primarily focused on their own needs and desires, often to the detriment of others. They might disregard the feelings and perspectives of those around them, prioritizing their own ambitions above all else. The 10 indicators outlined above offer valuable insights into the complex dynamics of envy and falsehood within human relationships. By remaining vigilant and discerning of these signs, we can protect ourselves from the harmful influence of envious and false individuals and strive to uphold truth, integrity, and compassion in all aspects of our lives. May Allah grant us the wisdom and strength to recognize and overcome the challenges posed by envy and falsehood, and guide us on the path of righteousness and truth. Ameen.